So, day 28. We are real close to the end here. Pardon me, that was gross. But yeah, we are real close to the end. It is the end game. I cannot, even though I looked at them a few days ago, I cannot remember what ideas are left. I remember one of the ideas, and I cannot remember what the other two are. So we're just going to keep doing this until one. I mean, this one's... Oh no, I went back in anyway. I was about to say that one was closer to the edge, but... That one counts. The one that's on my hand counts. Okay, so... Day 28. The idea is literally the one I was just thinking of. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. I'm glad that this one isn't the ending one, though, because this is such a dumb fucking topic. But this is idea number 29, if it is willing to... Yep. The 4 levels of Weeaboo. So I first need to explain what a Weeaboo is, for those of you who don't know what that is. It is basically a term kind of coined by the internet to describe an anime fan or a fan of Japanese culture who pushes it just a bit too far and probably uses Japanese in their everyday life, even though they don't know the language, and wants to go to Japan mostly for the anime shit and not because of the other cultural significant stuff that Japan has. On a basic level, that's what a weeaboo is. There's a whole lot more to it. Which is why I have 4 levels of weebtitude, as one might call it. So the first level is just weeb, like, just being a weeb. So, this is basically, if you've ever watched anime ever, you're a weeb. Or if you've, not watched a lot of anime, but you're kind of into it, you know, you're a weeb, right? And this is just because, like, you've exposed yourself to anime or to Japanese culture, and while you're not, like, forcing yourself immediately into it, you're just like, yeah, this is kind of cool, I'm liking what this is so far, you're fine, you've just started out, but you're cool, so you're fine, you don't have to be worried about, or you've not just started out, but you've just, like, you've been there for maybe a few years, like maybe watched a few anime here or there, but you've not like actively gone searching for anime. It's just, oh, I watched Full Metal Alchemist because I've heard a whole lot of my friends talk about it. And then a few years later, like, oh, One Punch Man looked interesting. It's like, okay, yeah, there you go. You're fine. Be safe. Pats on head, moves to the side because you don't want them to be harmed in any form. Then there's the second level, which is Weeaboo. Weeaboo is one of those stages that you can kind of revert to. Because what it is that you've watched quite a bit of anime, but you're not, like, obsessed with Japanese culture. Like me. I'm on this level, right? I'm Weeaboo. Because other levels are a bit difficult. It's a bit different, but I'm on the weeaboo level, right? I'll admit I'm a weeaboo. Which is that I've watched quite a bit of anime. While I am interested in going to Japan at some point, it's not because of anime, at least not anymore. Because I've started looking at, like, the interesting parts of their culture, the interesting parts of their agriculture, all of that, and it's made me interested in visiting it. It's not because of, like, I watched Ryu do a Hadouken, and now I think every Japanese person can play Street Fighter. It's not on that level. It's more so like, hey, I appreciate Japan, I think it's a really nice place to be, but I'm not, like, obsessed with it. I do like anime, and I'll get into conversations about anime, but I'm not gonna be like, well, if you, haven't watched Evangelion or, literally any fucking anime ever, then you're wrong. I will say, though, it does make me mad when people don't watch anime because it's too old, because that means that you don't watch other media because it's too old, and that's bullshit. But then there's level 3, right? There's level 3, and that's Weeaboo. So, there's Weeaboo, and then there's Weeaboo. So imagine level 2 being Weeaboo but with like a tiny W, and then level 3 being Weeaboo but with a capital W. That's the difference. The reason why it's Weeaboo is because this is like the stereotypical level of what you expect, right? This is, wears a Naruto headband to school, probably has a Naruto jacket, tries to use the words kawaii, or sugoi, or whatever the fuck in regular ass, like, day-to-day life. This is level 3, because it can get worse, or it can devolve. Like, this is kind of the thing that you hit when you're, like, I want to say 13, 14, like, when the stereotypical weeaboo age hits. This is what it tends to be, and, like, you hold at least, like, 1 or 2 of your favorite anime up on a fucking pedestal. But that's the reason why it's level 3 is because, obviously, like, as you age, you can either hit a higher level, or you can hit a lower level. And the lower level is level 2, but then there's level 4, which I'll get into in a second. So that's why that's level 3, just because you can kind of, like, either grow out of it, or grow into it more. And, I mean, you know, to be fair, it's not terrible if you're, like, you know, kind of young, to be at this level, to be at, like, level 3 weeaboo-titude, because really, you're starting to realize that this is, like, stuff that you really enjoy. And, I mean, let's be honest here, when you hit, like, just the start of the teenage years, the things that you like really, like, accentuate and become really big things that you like. That's why everyone has their phases, like, everyone has, like, it's why, like, the emo phase, the goth phase, the scene phase all kind of existed, because once you hit early, like, early teenagerdom, sorry, words are hard, you just go, this is stuff I like, and you, like, hyperfixate on it, and that's kind of what happens, which is fine. But if you start hitting the age of, like, 25, and you're still at this level, you no longer become a weeaboo. You become level 4 otaku, which nobody wants to be. This is like, otaku is the kind of people that need to literally stay away from their sisters. Like, that's how I describe it when I explain this to people. It's level 4 otaku, stays in their, like, basement dweller level, stays in their hole, in their home or room or whatever, has multiple anime figurines all over the place. You don't know how they have the money for it, but that's just what they spend their money on. Probably has multiple body pillows, and has to have a restraining order from their sister. You don't want to hit that level, because you become, like, an ultimate recluse, and also, like, the stereotype of it, at least, is, like, you are very, very overweight, very unclean, and I have to mention the overweight part, because it's overweight to the point of health issues, not, like, just generally overweight. It's overweight to the sense of, like, oh no, you need to, like, sort something out at least a little bit, like, eat a fruit every once in a while kind of level, you know? Like, oh, and, like, you know, general uncleanness, general, like,
my waifu is this girl, and if you hate me for liking this girl, then you're wrong, and here's every reason why you're wrong.
And also the kind of person who, defends jacking it to 14-year-olds because,
it's okay in Japan.
Which, by the way, it isn't okay in Japan. Yes, the minimum, age of consent is, like, 13. But that's, like, what the law says can be set as the minimum. Almost every area in Japan has set their age of consent to be higher, at least 16. Like, I think at the very least it's 16, like, on a social slash city legal level. So even though, yeah, the lowest it could be if they really wanted to go that low for whatever fucking reason is 13, on a city social level it's 16. So don't go to Japan thinking,
that 13-year-old is legal here. I can finally...
No, stop it. Stop yourself. And you think I'm joking. Someone out there probably is watching this and thinks I'm joking. But oh no. No. There are some terrible people in the world, okay? Like, not even the people that go to Japan. There are people who stay in England or America and just somewhere in the West eating on their fucking chicken tendies. I feel so bad. Just like they're going out only to eat like the fastest of foods, and sees like this 13-year-old and goes, the love of my life. And it's like, no, stop it. Stop yourself. Go away. Go away. Stop it. Don't be this level. Don't be that level of weeaboo. Just don't do it. Don't be an otaku. Save yourself. But, I mean, and that's kind of a message to the level 3 people. If you're on level 3 weeabootitude, let it calm down a little bit. Sit away from anime for a little bit. Don't become an otaku. Save yourself. Now, I'm saying this. There are other forms of weeaboo, but not like in the 4 levels. There's like, there's the one that I'm thinking of currently is Koreaboo, which is like, you know, people who are obsessed with South Korea and K-pop and all those kind of things. Basically, they are to K-pop what weeaboos are to anime. And I don't know whether there's multiple levels of that, because I've not been into that. I avoided that. But looking at what the shit is like on Twitter and in other, like, Discord servers I'm in, yikes. Calm the fuck down, people. Please, please tell me there's more levels and that I've just experienced the higher ones. Please, for the love of God. Because if it turns out that there's only, like, 2 levels of Koreaboo, and that is not standing and absolute fucking, if you call me a Koreaboo, I'm gonna get pissed kind of stan. I don't need to know you. Please, save me. This is like the dumbest topic I had. I just wanted to make this, just because I wanted to make a video on the 4 levels of Weeaboo when I wrote this. I thought that it would be when I made this idea, sorry. I just thought it would be kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, I had fun. I had fun. Oh, man. I probably offended a lot of people, if anybody actually watches this. I feel like I've offended a lot of people. But, that just be how it be. Thank you so very much for watching this episode. If you liked this episode, thank you very much. Hopefully there are other things on my channel you can enjoy. I hope you'll have a very nice day, and I will see you tomorrow for day 29, the penultimate episode. Holy shit, we're almost fucking done. Jesus Christ, that's weird to think about. Well, what can you do? So, see ya.